tools used to complete the repairs on this dishwasher today were a number 2 Phillips driver, pair of needle nose pliers, 1/4 inch ratchet, and a small flat blade screwdriver. Today we are replacing the detergent dispenser on this GE dishwasher, and also we're going to remove and clean out the upper rack spray arm, as the cleaning agent did not get the debris out that's lodged inside the spray arm.
Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water.
To remove the upper rack spray arm, you'll need a 1/4 inch nut driver, and you have one screw at the base of the spray arm. Once that's unscrewed, we can now dig out and flush out the debris that's lodged in the spray arm, stopping it from spinning. I'm going to try my needle nose. It's actually a piece of plastic or cellophane. Okay, that's all flowing good. That's all flowing good. Okay, to reattach the spray arm, you're just going to position it in place and take your screw and start it by hand. Then take your 1/4 inch nut driver and screw it into place. Make sure that it rotates freely and your spray arm is reinstalled. The first thing we need to do to replace the dispenser assembly is separate the inner and outer door panels. Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to remove all of the screws around the door panels. And we have 2/4 inch screws at the bottom which need to come out. I'm using a small ratchet. Stubby nut driver would work. Okay, now with those 2 screws removed, you can separate your panels. Now we can see that the dispenser assembly is held into the inner door panel by 6 Phillips head screws. In removing the wires from the dispenser, because you have limited space, it's easier to use a pair of needle nose pliers to grasp the wire insulator and pry it off. Like so. And then pull your detergent dispenser assembly straight out. And you have removed the dispenser assembly. With your new dispenser in hand, you want to make sure that you note your wire leads are on the left-hand side. Open the door back up and gently slide it through. Reconnect your wires. And reinstall the 6 number 2 Phillips screws. I like to go opposite corners first, and that gives you a little bit of stability as you move down the line with the center screws. and you have reinstalled your detergent dispenser. Reassembling the door panels, easiest way is to bring your outer panel forward, bring up your user interface and line it up inside the outer panel. Open the door. Bring the panels together. Get 2 screws started. I would go center on each. I'm going side to side reinstalling the screws to ensure that my holes are going to line up all the way up the door so that I don't get a surprise at some point and realize that the holes are not lining up at the end. Lastly, we want to reinstall the 1/4-inch screws on the bottom of the panel. Okay, again, we're going to reinstall the bottom 2 screws in the panel, the 1/4-inch screws. Best to start them by hand. There we go. And the next one. And that concludes reinstalling your door panels. At this time, we've closed the door on the dispenser. We're going to run a cycle to test and make sure that everything is working properly. This time I'm checking to make sure that the upper rack spray arm is turning, so I'm opening the door quickly to see what position it's in. As you can see, it is moved from its position. So we know it's turning freely. Now we're just going to wait for the dispenser door to pop open, and then we can cancel drain and move on to the next call. As we can see, the soap dish is opened. Repair is complete.